Okay, here's a quick little lesson on how I play Spoonful by Willie Dixon on the mandolin. I do it as a solo thing, and it's something you wouldn't often think of playing as a lone mandolin player, but I kind of have some fun with it, and I think I've come up with an arrangement that sort of works. So I'll put a link in the description on the video I did of me playing the whole song, but then this is the description. So I started out with basically what I'm doing through the majority of the song is an alternating bass. The 1 and the 5, the G and the D, over and over. Then in between them, I do kind of a chop. Just I do with chord, and then I mute it really quickly. The whole thing is just a G chord, the whole song. So you've got to sort of play with that a little bit. But so see, I'm just using these two fingers on my left hand to mute the chord really quickly. So it's more of a chop almost. Spoonful of coffee, just like that. And then I put some fills in between some of the lines. So, could be a spoonful of water, could be a spoonful of tea, just a little spoon of your precious love. So, those two are very simple. It's just 0, 3, and 5 for the first one. So could be a spoonful of coffee. And it doesn't even matter if you hit your D string a little bit on that, if you're feeling a little sloppy. It adds a little bit of dissonance, which we do a lot in the blues. And then the other one is this. So that's just on your D string, open, 3, 5, 3, open, and then 3 on your G string. Those are the two fills. And then when you're singing that spoon, that spoonful, you're just going to the 3rd fret on your G string. And what I do is when I'm on the 3rd fret for that, I'll hit maybe the D string as well, but then as soon as I go to the open string, I bring my 3rd finger or my 2nd finger back to the bottom G there, so that I can do the whole chord. That spoon, that spoonful. So quickly, it could be a spoonful of coffee, it could be a spoonful of tea, but just a little spoon of your precious love is good enough for me. Summer lying about that spoonful, summer crying about that spoonful, summer dying about that spoonful, but everybody's wild about a spoonful. That spoonful. And you notice I put a lot of stops in there where the mandolin stops and I keep singing. That's just throwing in some mood, throwing in some feel, that's what you want to do in all this stuff. It gets pretty boring if you're playing the same thing all the time. Every once in a while, let your voice take over from the mandolin and just do it on its own. It switches things up a little bit. There's also an instrumental verse I do in it, which is using the same basic notes on the D string 0, 3, 5, and on the G string 0, 3, 5. And it also at one point throws in a 6th fret, C sharp, just to sound a little bit badass. And I sort of hold the G chord as much as I can through all that to once again add in some extra notes, fill it out a little bit so that it doesn't sound like, okay, now that I'm playing an instrumental, everything else has to stop. We lose all that drive. So you do the G chord, but put your finger here on the 5th fret on the D string to get a higher G. And then you're right into the... I'd show you to that. I'd show that to you again, but you know, you can always rewind. This is video. So that's pretty much it. Just remember when you're singing it and playing it, play it like you mean it. Good luck. If you have any questions, please feel free to message me or leave a message in the comments and I'll get to them when I can. Thanks. Bye.